Approximately 6 months ago, Logan posted a video in secrecy titled, "I had to keep this build from my brother," meaning me. Now within that video, he built me a custom outdoorsman's knife using Bakoti wood and a knife blank bought online. It is by far, the sincerest gift I've ever been given, not because, it's the coolest looking or it could defend me against a bear, but because of the story behind it and the fact that my older brother made it with me in mind. Now, how am I going to repay him? That has been the question racking my brain since I watched the video. And honestly, I stuck with the first thing that came to mind. That being custom kitchen blades. But you see, I will touch on that story later. Right now, what I want you to do, sit back, relax, kick your feet up maybe, and watch how I turned a few, high dollar knife blanks, roughly $30 of olive wood, and a whole lot of willpower and secrecy into quite possibly my best build yet. Let's get it.
So why custom kitchen blades? And especially why this pairing of a meat cleaver and a paring knife? On paper, they're so different from each other. Their look, their design, their function, yet somehow both necessities in a kitchen. I find it quite similar to myself and Logan. While I'm 19, I'm still new to this adult life, still learning how to stand on my own 2 feet, so I look towards his character, his growth, and his life. He is older, he's wiser, he's a father and husband, yet together we have made touch of spice and kincraft. Now this build here today, it's different. It's not fine furniture or a DIY house project, rather an elegant set of blades that I'm planning to gift to Logan. It just felt right because, well, I was gifted a knife that I have since used on camping and hunting trips with some of my closest friends. And if you don't know, Logan and Katie love to cook, and I have eaten plenty of dinners at their house after late nights in the shop. Now the blades, I will admit, I did not forge, but I still would love to talk about them. Because before they can ever be used in a house, they have to be forged, shaped, and refined. And once again, I find that so similar to myself and Logan. We came from the same quote-unquote fire, but we are two totally different pieces of steel that the hammer of life has given its own profile to. We are perfectly imperfect, and that is just fine. Just like blades, being a maker, working in EMS, being human overall, you need people in your life who you can go to help sharpen your edge. Those people who take you as you come, expect the best from you, and push you to go further. They are the physical representations of as iron sharpens iron. And for me, that person is Logan. And without him, there's truthfully no telling who I might be today. The wood I'm using is olive. It is by far one of the prettiest and most timeless woods I've ever worked with. The grain moves, it's warm, and it almost feels alive. But the real reason I did want to use it is because Logan and Katie's son's name is Oliver. But no, they did not name him after a fruit-bearing tree. And yes, apparently olives are fruit. They named him after the DC superhero Oliver Queen, better known as Green Arrow. But still, olive wood just felt right. Logan touched on this in his video, but he was in the hospital room the day I was born. February 23rd, 2007. It was almost like destiny wrote itself. Whether we knew it or not, there was something much, much bigger planned for us than we could have ever imagined. And from that day forward, Logan would be my best friend, a ride to school, and someone who aggravated me in the best way possible. But as much as he aggravated me, he guided me just as much. You see, I was not always around in touch of spice. It started with just him and his carport, and I decided to join in 2021, merely a freshman in high school who just wanted to help out his older brother. And that one decision changed my life forever. It led me to some of my biggest wins, whether that was in my high school FFA career or just my senior year and life after high school in general. It was the reason I was in a work-based learning program that eventually led to me becoming part owner at the end of that year. And now getting to do YouTube has become one of the best things we've ever done, not just as partners, but as brothers. You guys have been along for the ride, watching us build things we could have never imagined. A house full of cabinets, wooden countertops, his house, and one day, hopefully mine just down the road. And I'll tell you this, the build that I'm doing here really is not about kitchen knives, but rather the last 5 years we've spent building side by side as partners and the 19 we've had as brothers. And yes, I've bought him gifts before, coffee mugs, Zach Bryan tickets, but now I just spoil his kids with dinosaur toys and princess dresses. And honestly, that's one of the greatest gifts he, as well as my other siblings, have given to me. I was the youngest of 5 children. I never had that little sibling to roughhouse with or set an example for. But now, I've got nieces and nephews who light up whenever I walk into the room, and who let me be Uncle Tanny. If you have older siblings, you know this feeling right here. The feeling of having someone in your life that you don't even remember meeting. Someone who loved you before you knew what love was. I mean, really, they were the test runs for our parents. But looking back, you realize something else. How they had to grow up a little bit faster so that you could stay a kid a little longer. And you never really notice it whenever you're young. You only see it years later. And when you do, it changes the way you look at them. You know, it's weird being the baby of the family who now has to deal with adult matters. You know, a truck payment, my job, trying to make time for both family and friends. So who do I turn towards and ask for help from? None other than Logan. He has this ability to talk to legitimately anyone as if it's a superpower of his. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, or how long he's known you, somehow Logan will find a way to talk to you about something. You could put him in a room full of complete strangers, and 5 minutes later, he'd probably know their names, what they do for a living, where they grew up, and somehow have them all laughing. But what makes it an actual superpower is that he doesn't just talk to people. He actually makes connections and makes them feel comfortable. I mean, I've watched him do this countless times, and I still do not understand how he does it so easily. But I think it's one of the biggest things I've truly learned from him over the years. You never really know what somebody is going through, what they've been through, or what they might need to hear. And sometimes all it takes is just being willing to talk to them. And you know, now that superpowers and superheroes are the topic, I will say that Logan is legitimately the Wolverine to my Deadpool, the Thor to my Loki, the Steve Rogers to my Tony Stark, even the Charles Xavier to my Magneto. But I digress, so let's get back into the video.
There's been a change of clothes, been a change of scenery. I want to talk about this portion while I was on shift and actually bring up Logan's role in me getting into EMS and talk about him as a provider himself. So I was probably in 4th or 5th grade whenever Logan became an EMT, and I got to learn about the ins and outs of it, the long hours, sometimes missed holidays, the medicine and scope involved in it, and it drew me in immediately. And I think the biggest thing was that Logan didn't do it for recognition or glory or to be the hero. Logan truthfully does it because when someone calls 911 and having the worst day of their life, he wants to be there. He wants to provide any form of help, comfort, assistance to that person. And seeing that and knowing that truthfully did change my perspective on a lot of things in my life. I got into EMS not to drive really fast with lights and sirens. I did it because I got to see and hear about the man that Logan was when nobody was watching. You see, compassion is something you cannot fake at 3 a.m. or whenever you've ran your butt off with calls all day. And professionalism isn't just the uniform you wear or a patch on your shoulder or the lieutenant title you have. And knowledge for sure is not just memorizing a textbook for 8 weeks and then hopping on a truck. And Logan understands that. And it's funny because every shift that I've now worked as an EMT, I've learned that I have a lot more to learn. And I actually had the privilege of learning with him as an EMT student. I got to see his compassion in action. I got to see his knowledge, his professionalism, and everything he did in his day-to-day life. And I truly do not know how that man can do everything. He runs a business full-time. He runs almost 40 plus overtime hours of EMS every pay period. He has 2 kids. He has a wife. He has a house payment. He has a truck. He has so much going on. And he handles it with such grace and ease. And I know, following in his footsteps, learning from him, and learning even from all of my siblings, if I could be half the man that he is, half the father he is, half the husband he is, if I ever get that chance, I will have known I've done it right. And doing this recording right now and realizing how full circle this is of the once younger brother who was in 4th grade looking up to his brothers and wanting to do this so badly and getting to experiencing it now and talk to them every day we're off shift about the last shift or a funny call or a crazy call or even a traumatic call where you cry a little bit and you move past it and you learn and grow from it. It's insanity. And I find myself so incredibly lucky that I get to call my heroes my brothers. Not a lot of people get to do that, but I do. I do.
One of the things I didn't touch on in that talking head blurb was the fact that EMS teaches us how finite and fragile life really is. It teaches you true gratitude and why we tell the people we love that we love them, why we say sorry and everything in between. We've seen how fast lives can change, so please, tell people in your life that you love them and that you appreciate them, because you never really know how much time you have. I knew going into this build that it was not going to be easy. For one, I've never done anything like this, and two, there's a lot of meaning behind it. I wanted perfection, but deep down, I knew I could never truly achieve it. But that's never stopped me or Logan in the past. Luckily, I did have roughly 6 months of research and preparation time, and I should address that Logan knows this build is coming. He doesn't know what it is, but he knows it's just around the corner, and he for sure knows that I'm trying to top his build. And while I've had the advantage of time, he had the advantage of literally living in the shop, so this build has been quite the mental game for me. Between finding the hiding spots for every part of this knife, or remembering if I even hid it in the first place. Luckily though, I always have an ace up my sleeve, and that ace has the name of Katie, Logan's wife. She knows where everything is hidden in every aspect of this build. And most importantly, she made sure that I actually did hide everything. What she doesn't know is this portion of the video. I wanted to take a second to thank her for putting up with a very sarcastic, sometimes excessive, and now 30-year-old man-child that I have as a brother, as well as his almost 20-year-old, equally sarcastic and equally excessive mini-me. Truthfully though, you are the tie-breaking vote, the third set of eyes, and the person who keeps both Logan and me in line and fed. This shop wouldn't be the same without you. Shaping these knife handles really didn't take as much time as I thought it would, and it reminded me of just how fast time really does move. One moment, you're outside playing in the snow with your older brother, and the next, you're standing behind him on his wedding day. And it's so weird. There's no one exact moment in time I can look back and genuinely say, yup, I grew up there. It just happened gradually over time, watching my parents get older, watching my siblings get older, watching my nieces and nephews grow up. It shows you that no amount of money has ever bought a second of time for anyone, and that you should cherish it for as long as you possibly can. It doesn't stop, it doesn't wait for you to catch up, and no matter how much time goes by, no matter how much we grow up, for worse or for better, from now until forever, I will always just remember us young.
The fact that Logan has a twin sister and my older sister, Lissa. And, being twins, their birthday just so happens to be on the same day. Logan's got his gift, his surprise. He's inside, so I can't say it because I don't want to spoil it. But Lissa is getting this, along with a pin, if I can make it in time. But, I went on Pinterest. She is a teacher, so, it doubles. You got little cubbies in there. Real simple build. If you guys like more on it, comment down below. I might make a short on it, who knows. It's fun, it's popular, it was easy, it's special, and it's made by our little brother, so hopefully, it gets presented, and if any of her students ask, she can say, my amazing little brother, Tanner, built this for me. So, happy birthday, sis.
We're getting to the end of the video. It's time for finish, and I still have a lot to say. These knives started as an idea all the way back in February, and now they're reality. And truthfully, I really did not know if I had the ability to pull this off, or for that matter, if they'd even live up to the image I had in my head. These knives are so much more than a birthday gift for Logan. They are tokens of appreciation, tokens of gratitude for a man who I think has had more impact on my life than literally anyone else. For a man who trusted me with opportunities before I knew I was ready. A man who gave me the tools to learn. A man who didn't just tell me what to do, but showed me how to do it. A man who's there whenever I needed advice the most, and sometimes when I didn't even realize I needed it. A man who watched me grow from a kid who just wanted to help his brother and be like him, into the person I am today.
Alrighty, the big day today. We are revealing Logan's surprise. He knows it's been coming. He knows it's here. He doesn't know where it is, though. But before we do that, and before I set up everything, I want to ask you, what do you think your gift is for your 30th birthday?
30's a big thing, and so for his birthday, I made him a custom knife. And so I think, theoretically speaking, his idea was bigger is better, and made a sword. That's what I think.
We'll see, ladies and gents. Alrighty, go hide somewhere. Are you ready?
Yeah, the difference is between mine and yours. I didn't make you do this. You didn't know what you're coming into. This exciting time.
I feel like my heart's racing more than yours.
All right, it's a small sword.
Whenever you're ready, grab a corner.
Grab a corner?
Grab a corner.
Because it could cut me. Oh, that's kick-ass.
Happy birthday!
Damn copycat, but that's cool.
They're
The
sharp.
question is, are they good?
They're sharp.
Semi-professional chef right here. That's cool as shit. So you had to do two. I do one, you had to do two. Yeah.
You'll see this video. You'll see the story.
This is decor, by the way.
Happy birthday, buddy.
What type of wood we got?
You'll see in the video.
Okay.
It's a pretty wood.
I know it is.
was-
It's honestly very similar to the Bacote,
Uh-huh. It's lighter.
but light.
I wanted to match your kitchen.
It does. Wow.
Hard?
Did Katie know?
You see, you don't need to be the best at anything to try it. The right person will bring out the best in you. Now let's finish this video out with an epic wide shot. Start the zoom out now. Oh, that looks real nice. Who doesn't love a happy ending, am I right? Now till next time, Logan, this is your little brother saying, I love you. I'm thankful for you. And I'm never gonna dance again the way I danced with you. Oh. Love you, bud.